Hi, friend. Debbie here. Welcome back to Empower Her After Divorce. We're dedicated to walking alongside you as you rebuild and rediscover yourself after divorce. So, this week, we're going to look at perspectives and the thinking styles that create those perspectives. After a divorce, it's common to get stuck in negative mindsets that can keep us from moving forward, finding hope, and creating a new passion for our lives. Sometimes just having a coach or someone that you trust to help you kind of show what other perspectives are available to you can be a huge benefit. The beautiful thing is, we all have the power to change our perspective, as well as find new ways to look at all the different things in our life. Let's look at a perspective as you looking out a window, and you look out the window and you see this big, huge, rotted tree. But somebody else can stand right next to you, look out that same exact window, and see something totally different. They can see past the rotten tree and see something beautiful and new opportunities and new possibilities on the other side of that. Working with a coach can be them helping you chop down that rotten tree and start to see and plant new possibilities for yourself. Let's look at some of the things you can do to shift perspectives all on your own. We're going to look at 4 thinking styles that can affect your perspective. The first one we're going to look at is mental filter. So, a mental filter is basically just focusing so much on the negative that you really don't even see the positive. You're not able to look past the negative situation and the challenges that you're experiencing to see the amazing possibilities that are there or any of the positive aspects of the situation. Let's look at some of the things you can use to overcome the mental filter. Challenging yourself to list at least 3 positive outcomes and new opportunities that can emerge after divorce. And practicing gratitude, being able to make lists of things that you're grateful for, no matter how small those things might be. Even be something as small as, I have hot running water and I have people that love me and I am strong and capable of getting through this difficult time, making the best out of this situation and growing through it. Next thing we're going to look at is jumping to conclusions. It is basically just anytime something happens, you instantly jump to the most negative conclusion without having all the facts. So, an example of that might be you receive a very short, curt text from your ex, and you might assume that they're mad at you or that they're going to do something negative. But rather than doing that, another option might be ask more specific questions or just assume the best in the situation and then move forward with your day. So now we're going to look at catastrophizing, which is basically imagining and expecting the worst case scenario, even if it's highly unlikely. An example of that might be you think of being alone forever and never finding happiness again after a divorce. Some of the things you can do to overcome this is first grounding yourself, bringing yourself back to the present moment. Identify all the 5 senses. You're looking at, feel, the sounds, the sights, the smells, any sensation to bring yourself back into the present moment. Then you're going to look at developing a plan. Developing a plan helps you see that you have this under control and you can make step-by-step actions to make things happen for yourself, as well as giving yourself the opportunity to express your emotions so that you can get that out of your system, and remembering that your thoughts are not reality, they're just thoughts that can help you bring yourself back into less overwhelmed and focusing on things that are negative and keeping you from being able to make rational decisions. The last one we're going to look at this week is overgeneralization. Basically, it's when you make an overarching, broad conclusion based on a single incident or a few pieces of evidence. An example of that might be, since my marriage failed, I'll never have a successful relationship again. In actuality, we kind of know that that's not true, that we have the possibility of something different later. But when we're overgeneralizing, we can find ourselves making those statements to ourselves and thinking that they're real, thinking that this is going to be stuck like this forever. But what we can do to overcome that is reflect on the specific circumstances of the divorce without applying it to a broad number of situations and future relationships, knowing that each individual person is different. So we're not going to have the same exact experience with every person that we encounter. And challenge those overgeneralizations. Asking yourself, is this true? Or is this me basing it on one single experience in my past? As well as looking at other areas of our life, understanding that one experience does not dictate what is going to happen for us forever. It's just a one-time thing. Now that we've talked about 4 different thinking styles and the fact that they create our perspectives, now you can see that it's possible to look at those different styles and identify which ones might resonate with you, and start to think about ways you can challenge those perspectives and start to shift those so that you can find more power, peace, and passion in your next chapter, as well as start to look at the thoughts that are running in the background that can create the challenging perspectives that can keep you stuck. I am so happy that you took the time with me this week, and I look forward to talking with you next week. Thank you so much. And I also just want to keep reminding you that you're more powerful than you know. Debbie Forth Wiggly. Bye for now.